I am Kix. I am your caster, hoster, and organizer of the STPL solo casting today, as my co-caster is asleep. It is now 5:30 in the morning in Korea, so I do not blame him whatsoever. He did stay up 2 nights this week to cast with me, so huge props to him. But here I am on my own, and we are about to move on to our second set of today. If you're just tuning in now, you did just miss Media versus Bull. But now we're moving into the... It's kind of weird to explain it like this, but the STPL old school match, this is a very, very tense matchup as well. Because in the last round, in case you weren't following it, we did have SouL, who is a team with Shiny, Richly, Scan, Dandy, trying to think of some other players as well, like Babo. They went out of the round 1 playoffs. They didn't make it to the round 1 playoffs purely because they lost to iRk. Now they have been training hard since then, and they are back again in round 2, of course they are, and this is their chance at revenge. Now they weren't in the same group to begin with. It was only when White Clan, using their round 1 winner's privilege, did swap SouL and Media. So that's how they're meeting today in this series. Now let's see. Sorry, I just drank some Fanta and it's making me really gassy, which is kind of weird to say on stream, but whatever. You know what? It's going to be an interesting matchup. Let's have a look at what maps we're going to be seeing today. Okay, so in case you weren't here for the first set, and you're maybe watching on the VODs and haven't seen the thread, it's going to be in set 1, Neo Electric Circuit. Set 2 is going to be Neo Aztec. Set 3 is going to be Return of the King. Set 4 is going to be Flight Dreamliner. And Set 5 is going to be Troy. Now, let's have a look at the teams. So, we're going to have SouL Gaming versus iRk. And now I did say these teams have some history. And as you can see from their last round stats, they both did incredibly well in round 1. SouL Gaming actually went 4 for 2 in their group, losing to White Clan and iRk. And iRk went 6 for 3, but that's including their playoff games as well. They actually lost to White twice. Once in the tiebreaker, because round 1 ended in a tiebreaker in that group, and then once in the playoff finals. And I can't remember who the other team was that beat them, but they did win against SouL and White the first time they faced them. So very, very strong team. Very, very strong European team as well. And you can see by their stats they did really well. But they are 1 for 1 at the moment. SouL are 1 for 0. And let's quickly take a look at the matchups we're going to be seeing in this series. So, a little bit more normal. We're going to start off with a PvP between nOOB and Dewalt. Now, nOOB is one of the players that you may not have heard of before, but if you watch the How About You tournaments, he's been having a very, very strong showing in those. I know Sham2 has been very impressed with his play, which is why Fujikura of SouL Gaming did pick him up. The second game is going to be a TvP between Cubic and Dandy. Spire is going to be up against Jerry K97, and Richly is going to be up against Whistler in the 4th and possibly final game of the series. But of course we have a long way to go, and let's introduce our first couple of players. Okay, so for SouL Gaming, I did mention before, but it's going to be nOOB. nOOB, one of SouL's newest pickups, was picked up at the end of round 1. When they were currently knocked out, so in between the round 1 and round 2 during the playoffs. He did win his first game in the STPL so far, and his opponent is going to be a man whose stats do not show how good he truly is, as he started off last round on SK Alpha, who were disqualified, well, not disqualified, but they disbanded after a little bit of drama regarding their clan leader. He was on something like 7 for 1 at that point, and that was very early in the tournament. He was like in every single ace match, I think it was. And then he moved over to iRk, so his stats were wiped, just because it would have messed up the playoff draw. and he did go in the end 2 for 2. He actually played against some very, very good players. And you know what? This round he's not done too badly either. He's 1 for 1 as well. He had a very, very good game against... who did he play against? I can't remember. But still, he's done a good job. He's actually 3 for 0 against Protoss at the moment. So if there's a foreign Protoss player who can take down nOOB, it is 100% going to be Dewalt. Arguably the best foreign Protoss player currently in the game. Bonneth is of course back, but he's had a long hiatus playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And he's going to have a long way to climb if he wants to catch back up with Dewalt. I tell you, Dewalt is on a tear right now. And let's move on over to have a look at what map these two Titans are going to be playing on. There we go, it's going to be Neo-Electric Circuit. Now, Neo-Electric Circuit and the Mean and Natural are on the same level. You have a high ground, middle only third in the back of the mains. And you have a gas base at 12, 6, 3, and 9 o'clock. With a fairly open middle, but a lot of attacking paths around the edge. So, should be interesting to see how this is going to play out as we move on over to the game. It's week 3, round 2, day 2. SouL versus iRk, game 1. nOOB versus Dewalt. Let's get going. And starting us off in this game 1 is going to be our Teal Protoss in the top right hand corner. It's going to be SouL's nOOB. And his opponent down here in the bottom right hand corner. We do have close positions in this PvP. Fighting for iRk in the peach. It's going to be Dewalt. Now, Dewalt, I believe, is actually Russian, and we do have nOOB, who is Korean. Now, of course, they do not run internet lines through North Korea, so there could be a little bit of a latency problem in this game. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, but as H-Ray Phil did say in the chat, Dewalt has been meeting nOOB a lot recently in the Have At Yous. Now, unfortunately, I haven't had the time to catch up with them. I do apologise, Shamtu, if you're watching. I do know your tournament is a great tournament. It is on hiatus for the summer now. He's going to take a little bit of a break. But it should be back after the summer. Yeah, that is North Korea. Oh man, this is, they're both complaining about, well, nOOB is complaining a little bit about lag. Now, people say that Koreans are built genetically to be better at StarCraft. Now, that isn't true, of course, but it does feel to me like they're genetically more susceptible to suffering from lag. Oh, man. Really? Wait. Okay. For a second there, I thought they'd both given up. Oh, man. Oh, boy. That would have been bad. That was very, very confusing. Thankfully, they're playing on. But, man, wow. Don't scare me like that again. Like, at least do a GLHF or a ZZEO or a GGEO or something. GLHF, man. Or GG even. That's got some bad connotations. Now, if I was Kesper, nOOB would have lost that game because he typed GG. That's just the way Kesper were, man. And you know what? If you don't type PPP, you only type PP, you get banned, or you get disqualified from that game as well, like GoRush did. That was one of the funniest Kesper rulings ever, but I'm not that strict. I do have rules. I've been a little bit lenient on people, which has been a little bit testing, I think, to some of the clan leaders sometimes, but especially when people are newer to the tournament, I try and give them the benefit of the doubt. But nOOB is a Korean player. He is, I'm not sure whereabouts in Korea he's from. I don't know too much about him other than the fact he's been doing really well in the Have At Yous. Now, Dewalt is sending his probe into a very, very interesting position because he is going for a proxy. Now this is likely, I would say, going to be for Reaver, but it could be for DTs as well. We do have 2 gateways back here for nOOB, whereas only 1 gateway for Dewalt, so that's going to give nOOB a little bit of an advantage early on with the Dragoon count, especially because Dewalt did actually add this Zealot on first, but the Zealot, very, very important in this matchup, a very, very strong piece of that puzzle. Do we see nOOB going for any form of tech? Not just yet. He could be going for a 3 gateway now. Is this going to be a Citadel or is it going to be a Robo? I'm going to guess that it's going to be a Robo and a Citadel, a DT drop. No, it's 2 gateways. Wow, okay, I was completely wrong. So he is going for 3 gate and he is hiding 2 of the gateways. This could be a very, very interesting situation as he is going to have the unit advantage over his opponent, who isn't yet teching up either. Could Dewalt catch nOOB off guard here? I'm not so sure, but we have that Robo coming up now for nOOB, so luckily enough for Dewalt, nOOB is not going to be going for a DT. Now this is a very important moment. nOOB has seen the probe coming in from a very awkward angle. Is he going to go and check up there? It looks like he isn't, and that could be a mistake that'll cost him, but the trouble is, Dewalt doesn't have that many units back at home. He's got a lot of units to go in for a counter-attack. But how is he going to defend his base? He's adding on another gateway. 5 gateways on just 1 base. Is Dewalt? Is he going to be able to hold on though against these 4 Dragoons? This is going to come down completely to control. And is this going to work? Dewalt is going with a super all-in tactic and he gets a great snipe on that first Dragoon. And that could be the moment that turns the tide in this battle. But nOOB pulling back, he knows he needs to wait for some additional reinforcements, but the longer he leaves it, the more likely more and more units are going to appear up here. There was a pause. Hopefully that's not going to desync the replay. I know that has happened in the past, but what do we have tech-wise? We do have a support bay coming in for nOOB. Now, if he can get those Reavers up into a shuttle, if he can get them over to his opponent's base, he'll be able to do a lot of damage. But here we go. Dewalt is somehow just about having enough units to defend back here, as well as push back out. But 2 Dragoons have gone down for Dewalt. Only 1 has gone down for nOOB, but there's the second. The Zealot lost as well. And with 2 more Dragoons coming in to reinforce this, Dewalt could be in a lot of trouble. Great micro, completely even on the engagement. Exactly even, but here we go. It's 3 versus 1. And this is where the tables have been turned, but 4 Dragoons coming in from those 3 gateways at the top of the map. The defending Dragoons are going to go down. The shuttle's going to go down as well. The probes have been pulled. nOOB is pulling his units back from the front of Dewalt's base. He knows he cannot hold onto this. He needs a Reaver. He needs a Scarab. Can he hold on long enough to get those out? He's losing a lot of probes though. His Dragoons are going down. And Dewalt is slowly microing his way to victory. He's going to get the shuttle. The Reaver is going to be completely exposed as it pops out on the wrong side. Is he going to even be able to finish a Scarab in time? No, he's not. The Reaver goes down. And it looks like Dewalt may be able to take down nOOB in this first game. But the Dragoons are finally being cleared up. But is this going to have been enough damage by Dewalt? Dewalt is up 7 supply. 4 supply now, and so many probes by nOOB have gone down, but Dewalt was all in. This was all or nothing by Dewalt. He's incredibly far behind if this doesn't work. Building 5 gateways worth of Dragoons is a lot of resources to be taking, but this has set nOOB's build back a lot, and Dewalt has the supply advantage. This is the moment when we start to see if this constant aggression is going to really be able to do anything. You can see 2 shield batteries coming down for nOOB, who is desperately trying to hold on to his main. But this is going to be 5 Dragoons against 4, and a great concave by nOOB is going to take down a lot of these Dragoons before they can do too much. But nice bit of micro there by Dewalt, moving his final units in. But there we go. The Reaver is out. The Scarab is out as well. We heard the shield battery coming down, healing some of those shields on a Dragoon. And this is going to be where the problem begins for Dewalt. He's keeping his enemy on 1 base. Of course, his enemy can't just take this base. nOOB, of course, is his enemy, but As soon as this Reaver gets up in a shuttle, this could be deadly for Dewalt, as he does only have one gateway back at home. It doesn't even look like he's producing Dragoons off of this. One of his Dragoons, due to the pathing, actually getting stuck behind the stacked side disruptors. Sorry, it's 4 gates. My bad. Yep, it's 4 gates. Oh, here we go. We've got the final engagement of the game. Quite possibly a great engagement by Dewalt, but he needs to be careful. He cannot afford to be stacking up here, otherwise he's going to lose a lot of his Dragoons, and there we go. 4 Dragoons against 2. It looks like it was 3 against 2, 3 against 1. And it looks like he could be able to pull this out. He's taking down that pylon, trying to supply block his opponent. But is it going to be enough? Looks like the shield battery is going to go down. That's 150 minerals, I believe it is. But he's going to save it with the use of that Reaver. Oh, and that Reaver Scarab doing so much damage. Now, I do apologize for miscounting the gates. My bad. That was really bad. I can't count. Either way, we've got Zealot moving in as well, hopefully to tank some of these Scarabs. Now, is Dewalt going to transition out of this, or is he purely going all in? Now, we do have the one Reaver. The second Reaver's coming up as well, another gateway being added on, as well as that extra pylon to soak up some of those Dragoon shots. And Dewalt is in a pretty desperate position. I almost feel like he should just pull back and defend against any possible Reaver drops while expanding. But he's certainly going to be expanding finally. He does have the advantage. He's got the unit advantage, got the probe advantage as well. And he will soon have the base advantage. Of course, the unit advantage comes from the fact he is building from 4 gateways at once. And let's see exactly what Dewalt plans to do. I mean, we do have nOOB slowly moving his Reavers forward. They're both full on Scarabs. And it looks like here is Dewalt moving in. 2 of the Scarabs being completely soaked up by a Zealot there. But a nice Reaver Scarab going down. This is so much damage being done to Dewalt's army. But it looks like we get all the clutch. Shield battery gonna keep all of nOOB's units alive. And GG! The attack in fails! And nOOB takes down Dewalt in an incredibly tense first game.